Microfinance, a farmer's story. Meet Mong, a rice farmer in Myanmar. He is one of about 19 million people working in the agriculture sector, which takes up 70% of the workforce and 43% of Myanmar's GDP in 2013, which is worth almost $21 billion. Myanmar exported 1.5 million tons of rice from 2012 to 2013. Mong has a problem though. He's poor. Like 25.6% of the population, or 13.7 million other people, he lives below the poverty line, which means he can't afford food or other essentials like healthcare. In many countries, the solution would be to take out a loan. Unfortunately, that's not possible for Mong. The formal loan sector is underdeveloped, and it's hard for a poor farmer to get loans. Most people borrow from friends, family, or money lenders. But if Mong borrows from an informal moneylender, he might have to pay interest rates of up to 20% each month. What's Mong to do? Can anyone help him? Look up in the sky!
It's bird?
It's a plane.
No, it's microfinance man!
What exactly is microfinance? Microfinance is providing small loans to individuals or households for daily needs at low interest rates to ensure they'll be able to repay these loans. It allows poor households to engage in financial activities, start businesses, survive in times of emergency, or invest in education. Microfinance is not new in Myanmar. The United Nations Development Programme, together with the Human Development Initiative, has been working on a microfinance project since 1997. This program has reached over 400,000 clients in 11 townships with a loan portfolio of over $36 million. It has seen an encouraging loan repayment rate of 98%. For the purposes of agriculture, these loans can go up to $75 per acre. We'll now look at two other countries where microfinance was successfully implemented. The first is Bangladesh, where microfinance has been implemented since the 1980s. According to one report, microfinance has lifted 10 million Bangladeshis out of poverty between 1990 and 2008. One challenge faced by Bangladesh was devising appropriate microinsurance and social protection schemes to keep microfinance sustainable. Given the limited savings in Myanmar, it's necessary to attract FDI and regulate microfinance schemes. It's also important to diversify microfinance products to meet the needs of the rural poor. The second country we'll look at is Pakistan, which started using microfinance in 2000. A major challenge that they faced, however, was that there was geographical skew, since 93% of microfinance services was concentrated in two areas in Pakistan due to high transaction costs from infrastructure issues. Another problem was that the loans were too small to start businesses and there was no loan tracking. This was overcome by developing branch mapping software and institutional client protection. This resulted in Pakistan having a microfinance framework that is ranked third best in the world. From this, Myanmar can learn that it's important to strengthen the Securities and Exchange Commission regulations, thus allowing for the promotion of microfinance in areas where it would otherwise be geographically unviable. In conclusion, we have some policy recommendations for Myanmar. Myanmar must develop the supporting infrastructure to spread out microfinance services throughout the country. It must strengthen regulatory authorities and properly record the loans distributed. It should also promote debt management knowledge rather than simply giving out loans. While the major role of microfinance is in alleviating poverty, microfinance can also empower women. It's most important to diversify and calibrate the products to meet the needs of the poor and policy goals. But where will the money for this come from? Well, the government can finance it by encouraging NGOs to enter the market by removing barriers to entry. Alternatively, it can require banks to set aside a proportion of their business for agricultural lending and give business credits for these banks to enter the area of microfinance. So get your microfinance today. Given the importance of the agricultural industry in Myanmar, an effective microfinance program will substantially reduce poverty throughout Myanmar and improve standards of living. Look at how happy Mong is now. Microfinance, rebuilding Myanmar one step at a time. This has been a presentation by Group 7.